I picked the rhododendrons to talk about as one of the woody ornamentals. And they have over 1,000 species of woody plants in the heath family, either evergreen or deciduous, and found mainly in Asia, although it is also widespread throughout the lowland and montane forests of the Pacific Northwest, California, and the highlands of the Appalachian Mountains of North America. Rhododendrons exhibit an enormous diversity of size and shape, from prostrate ground covers growing no more than a few inches high to trees more than 100 feet tall. Between the prostrate alpine forms and large trees are a variety of shrubbery forms in all shapes and sizes. Leaf sizes range from less than a quarter inch to almost 3 feet long, and they also appear in a variety of shapes: rounded, lance-shaped, and elliptical. The flowers may be white, red, pink, yellow, almost blue, purple, magenta, orange, and shades and mixtures of most of those colors. There's diversity too in the bark texture and color. And while March, April, and May represent the peak months for flowering, some rhododendrons can flower as early as January in an ideal climate, and others as late as October. And there's something special about East Tennessee, and you can find it tucked deep in the mountains. Every June, there's an explosion of flowers, rhododendrons to be exact, and it holds the state in awe. Roan Mountain is in East Tennessee, right on the border of North Carolina, and about 2 hours northeast of Knoxville. It's worth noting Roan Mountain is really more of a mountain range containing 5 distinct peaks along its 5-mile ridge. The Native Americans that originally inhabited the area had a legend that said a massive battle between the Cherokee and Catawba nations left the mountain bald and covered in the crimson flowers. In mild climates, rhododendrons can be planted almost any time of the year with reasonable success. In colder areas, early spring planting is recommended, with early fall planting being a second choice. In hot areas, fall planting is recommended, as this allows the plant's root system to get well established during the colder fall and winter months. Rhododendrons and azaleas do well with direct light for at least part of the day. Excessive shade normally results in very limited flowering. In hot areas, northern exposures are preferable to southern exposures. Generally, large leaf rhododendrons are less tolerant of sun and wind than small leaf rhododendrons or evergreen and deciduous azaleas. I don't know why I left that in there, but anyway. Proper soil conditions are very important. Rhododendrons are acid-loving plants. As such, they perform best when the soil is acidic, with a pH between 4.5 and 6. They need well-draining soil with an abundance of organic matter. Rhododendron roots also need oxygen for healthy growth. Many materials can be used to amend the soil. Compost or decomposed pine bark are very effective. Heavy clay soils collect and retain water, so it is recommended to plant the rhododendrons above the base clay soil in a mound of desirable soil. If you dig a hole in heavy soil and fill it back with a light soil mixture, you may be creating a bucket which will hold significant water. In hot climates, root rot organisms flourish in wet soils and can kill the rhododendrons. Catawba, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, is the rhododendron of the Smokies high mountains. It is only found at elevations greater than 35,000 feet in the park, often alongside other rhododendrons as part of treeless shrublands called heath balds. Catawba's leaves are thick, shiny, and evergreen, much like those of Rose Bay rhododendron. However, the Catawba leaves are not as long and have a more rounded shape. The beauty of the rhododendron's purple flowers is legendary. That's the Catawba. From a distance, it appears as if rhododendron-covered ridges have been painted with a purple wash. Catawba usually reaches its peak of bloom along the Newfound Gap Road in the first half of June. Along the highest peaks, its flowers in late June. Good places to see it are above the Chimney Tops, Trailhead, Alum Cave Trail, the Blue Ridge Parkway, and Andrews Bald. And that's it. The rhododendrons up on Rome Mountain are beautiful, and so is the view.